Today I'm out grocery shopping with Otis. We're down in Placida and I'm going to do some power fishing. We have really a late season cold front. It's April and a cold front came in. Granted, it's not that cold. So we're going to be throwing some power fishing lures. We have the skinny lipper, which is right here, a nice hard bait, and also a brand new lure called the Wake Mullet that's coming out very soon. It's basically like a blend of a wake bait and a crankbait. So what we're going to be targeting are redfish and trout and maybe even a snook or two. So we're going to go out here and fish this flat. We're going to fish our way over there. I see some wading birds way over that way. So I'm assuming that's where the fish are going to be, but we're going to kind of sneak our way in there and see if we can catch some fish. The core challenge I had this trip is that I only had an hour and a half to catch dinner. This was actually the first vacation that my wife and I went with our young daughter, who's now just 2 months old. And my promise was that, hey, I'm going to go fishing in the morning and I'm going to bring back some dinner and I'm going to be back in time for breakfast. So the race was on. I started with the power fishing lures, hoping that the fish would be active, but they simply weren't. I gave them about 15 minutes. Once I got into a good area and I was still not getting strikes, time to make the change. Here's exactly why. All right, so the fish are very lethargic. There's no strikes. I finally found some mullet and I'm not getting any hits. So I'm not gonna go low and slow. I have a full county tweaker rigged on the Haas Helix hook. This thing is dynamite. It'll get down in the grass without getting snagged. Has good little darting motion, pop out of the grass, and they just can't help but to hit it, even when they're not hungry. Fortunately, I made the change because just about 5 or 10 minutes later, I got my first fish. And I'm gonna show you the retrieve just so you can see what's going on. I mentioned low and slow, and you might say, hey, you're actually reeling in pretty quick. This was much slower than a typical power fishing would be, and this was very shallow. So even though I had a slow retrieve, the lure was still dipping down in the grass and popping out. That's the key. Here's the strike. All right, first fish on. It's like a short trout. Little trout hanging up here with the mullet. First fish of the day. What do you think, Otis? Huh, buddy? All right, lure's ready to rock for another one. See if we can find its mom. Yeah, nice mullet school right here. This is looking good. All right, so I got a good drift. I managed to get upwind of all these mullet. And so now I can drift. So I'm much wider now. Between Otis and the trolling motor, I've been spooking everything. So I should be looking up to something good here very soon. We have nice mullets that's kind of scattered all up on this flat. I'm just basically taking this through the grass nice and slow. These fish are lethargic. If it popped out of the grass in front of their face, they're gonna hit it. My first dinner catch of the morning was on this cast, and what you'll see during the retrieve is that there really wasn't any thump. I didn't feel a thump at all. They were very lethargic. All I felt was some weight. Whenever that happens, go ahead and set the hook. There we are. There's fish. Power pulls down. Feels like a nicer trout. This one's there. Hey, Otis. All right, there we are, a little trout. We'll take them. This will be kefir for sure. All right, so release the first part of dinner. Let's see if we can get some more. Usually where there's one, there's more. As long as Otis didn't make too much racket, we should be able to get some more here. So I basically got a school of mullet on the edge of this flat so we could get trout or redfish here. I'm pinned down right now, so we're gonna cover this area thoroughly and then keep on sliding down and see if we can pick off some more. There's got to be some more out here. On this cast, a much nicer fish was caught, and what you'll see is it was a very light strike again. Not a thump at all. These fish were, again, very lethargic, and I'm actually really surprised that one hit on this cast because Otis was making a ton of racket on the prior fish. I had to edit out a lot of it. It was just too noisy. And so anyhow, I was doing the same retrieve, right, bouncing the lure, really popping the lure out of the grass, waiting on a thump. In this case, felt weight again and set the hook. There we are. Ooh. Now we're talking. There's a bed there. Nice bed. Still in the same spot and covered in water. Hey, come on. Otis is drawing too much attention to us out here. Yeah, when these fish are lethargic, this tweaker flat out catches some fish. Otis is having fun. Otis, hey, dude, hey, you're getting caught in the trolling motor. Come on, buddy. Fortunately, I'm grocery shopping, so Otis is definitely not helping us catch more fish here. This one should do it. All right, we got this red. Otis is about to freak out, but now we got dinner. All right, solid fish. Dinner is served on this thing. We'll have redfish on the half shell. Beautiful looking red. Otis likes it. Yeah, so right now these fish are lethargic. This cold front just came through. It was just enough to slow them down, but I put on the Polk County tweaker, Turd Ferguson, and dinner is served. Yeah, so the first measurement, a little bit over 24 inches. Otis, dude, you're killing me. Oh, he's barely hooked too. All right, we got a little redfish and trout dinner. Gotta love that. Oh, oh. There it is. It's official. Good boy, Otis. Thanks for the help, buddy. Good assist. Although you did scare every fish in the area. That redfish was caught an hour and 20 minutes into the trip, so fortunately I was able to get the dinner as promised. And on the way out, I basically had a troll motor off of this area to find some deeper water. I went back to those power fishing lures and ended up catching fish on both the Wake Mullet as well as the skinny lipper. So the fish really just only needed about an hour to get active enough to start hitting those plugs. All right, well, it's about 8:30. I'm about to head back in. Just wanted to show you what I was using. Watch out there, Otis. Watch out there, buddy. So again, what I started with was the skinny lipper, and I was basically trading between that and the Wake Mullet. You can see this is a new bait that hasn't yet been released, but it's coming out very soon. And the fish were just a little bit too lethargic. I guess it was just slightly too cold for them. So then I switched over to the tweaker. So this had the most action, trout and a solid redfish. And after I caught the red, I switched back to hard plugs. I ended up catching some fish with both. So every lure got some action. As far as the rods that I was using, rods and reels, most of the action was on the slot machine. It's the medium power slot machine and the Otis 2500, named after this guy right here. And 10-pound braid and a 20-pound mono leader. And this is what I had the tweaker on as well. I switched it to the Wake Mullet. And then as far as the skinny lipper, this is a TFO rod, TFO 7-foot medium power rod. And this is the Daiwa Coastal. It's the new Coastal that's out. It's the size 150, and this thing is awesome. If you like bait cast reels, this thing is very impressive. So that's it for my morning trip. I'm gonna go back to the house, meet up with wife and baby, and get some breakfast. But yeah, great start to the day. If you have any questions at all about this trip, comment down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time and watching. Hope to see you again soon.